Let's see here. Send this out to a couple of folks here. See who's available to tap in with me. Boom, boom, boom. All right, send that out. Let's talk about. Here you go. Comment. Let's talk about excuses today. Let's talk about excuses. Yo, what up, fam? Excuses. That's what I want to talk about today. Let's see. Excuses. That's what we want to talk about. Wait a hot second. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is enjoying their day so far. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Old head still got it a little bit. Still hanging on pretty tight. Shout out to my man G. Get me right every Friday, you know. Excuses. That's what I want to talk about for a moment. Excuses. Do me a favor. Send this out to a friend. Send this out to someone who is a professional excuse maker like I used to be. I was like nice with it. Send this out to a friend or two, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started in a few seconds here. This was on my desk. I have no clue what it goes to, but I can't seem to put it down. I've been kind of playing with it, you know. Anywho, excuses. Let's talk about excuses, right? Well, maybe I need to start coming on here and just kind of doing that. I appreciate the love, y'all. So listen, no excuse, right? We're not going to use the excuse of the compliments to pull me away from talking about making excuses, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. You know, if people tap in later, they will. Whoever sees this on the replay, appreciate you. So listen, let's talk about excuses for a moment, right? Here's what inspired this. Having a conversation with someone, and I was really impressed with the depth and the creativity that he was putting into his excuses. And I laughed, and I had to really step back and think about, wow, have I been tapping into my skills from yesteryear when I was a professional excuse maker? I believe that any interaction I have with someone, good, bad, or indifferent, is a learning opportunity for me. And so I always, no matter what is going on, no matter what information I take in, I examine that information and I do a self-check and I look at myself. And so I'm thinking about excuses, and I'm really mind blown at how deep people go to make excuses, right? How creative we can get to hold on to our excuses. And I deal in questions like we all do, but I intentionally deal in questions. And I said, I wonder if, or let me rephrase it. What would happen if you were to invest the time, energy, and effort into your personal growth that you've been investing into holding on to those excuses? Think about that for a moment. The time, energy, and effort that you invest into holding on to, and I'll just use holding on to those excuses. What if you invested that into solving problems? What if you invested that into personal growth, into improving your mental and emotional health, into improving your physical health, right? What if instead of making excuses as to why you can't, you invested that energy into finding ways that you can, right? I'm just wondering if we were to shift right? I used to call it energy swap. If we were to take that energy that we've been so, we become so good at investing into excuses, we would literally bottle that energy up and now put it into our forward progress. Where would we be? Where could we go? What could you accomplish? Like, take a moment with that, right? Man, because here's what ends up happening, right? We get so consumed with the excuse that it becomes a part of our identity. And now we become intentional, right? We start thinking thoughts, speaking words, and making decisions and taking actions, right? That are in alignment with those excuses. That's crazy, but think about it. Think about it, right? Something simple, right? You made an excuse that you're not good in math, right? This was me. I'm speaking to myself right now. Y'all just listen. I told myself a story that I wasn't good in math. I made an excuse that I wasn't good in math. You know, I stopped concentrating on math at one point, and then when I finally dropped out of school at one point, when it was time to go back and revisit math, as soon as letters came into play, my brain would check out. And so what I did was I held on to that story. And whenever opportunities came up for me to actually, get over that hump and learn, right, math at another level, I would revert back to the story that I'm not good at math. Math is not my thing. And so I would stay away from it. I wouldn't invest the time, energy, and effort into, you get where I'm going? Instead of investing the time, energy, and effort into learning, right, into leveling up, into figuring this crap out, because it's definitely figure outable, right? If you can do it, so can I. But I didn't do that. I concentrated my energy on what? On holding on to that thing, that story that I told myself, right? That excuse, that lie, that BS excuse that I'm not good at this particular thing. So I'm raising the question, right? What's that thing that you are holding on to? What's that story that you're holding on to that's an excuse for you not to move forward, right? There's some areas in your life that you could be you could be doing 1,000 times better, pardon me, right? But you're holding on to a story. You're holding on to some excuse as to why you can't move forward. And you're actually so invested in the excuse that you won't even allow your brain to figure out ways to overcome it. You won't even speak powerful to yourself and about yourself. You won't even speak to the thing so that it can move out of your way. Instead, you water it, right? You're invested in that excuse. You're invested in keeping that nonsense in your life, or keeping that roadblock or that thing standing between you and where you want to be. Think about that for a moment. That's crazy. But that's what we do. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it, right? But just think about it. Just think for a moment. Think about, all right, I like to break things down, right? Into these 4 quadrants, we'll call them, right? So your mental and emotional health, right? You know what you need to do, right? There's enough information floating around out there that you know at least where to start and what direction you need to look to begin healing yourself mentally and emotionally, right? To help yourself to start feeling better, right? Maybe you don't have all the answers, but you know that some of those habits aren't feeding you what you need to be fed. You know some of those people who you are connected to who are adding to your negative stress. You know those phone calls when they come through that make you feel, that drain you, that take from you, that don't add any value to your life. I'm not talking about service. I'm talking about the nonsense, the garbage going on in the group chat. You know those pages that you follow, or those black holes that you fall into that are making you not feel so wonderful about yourself. And then on the other hand, you're well aware of the people, places, and things that do add value to your life. that do make you feel better about yourself, that do encourage and inspire you and lift you up. And so my question is, right? Or what I want you to think about is, right? I guess that's the same thing, right? Why? Why am I so committed to holding on to these things that aren't lifting me up, that aren't adding value to my life? Do I really love me? Ooh. Because, wait a minute. Because if you and I are in a relationship, whatever type, romantic, friendship, whatever, if I was your brother, your sister, your cousin, whatever, if I constantly treated you the way those people, places, and things treated you, would you say that I loved you? Or would you tell me, Reese, you don't really love me because you constantly make me feel this particular way? Something to ponder, right? Anyway, we're talking about excuses, right? We're talking about killing excuses. So think about your physical health, right? You know where to start, right? Maybe you don't have this magic diet, this beautiful thing outlined, but you know where to start. Go for a walk, right? Drink some water, right? Fall on the floor, do one push-up, do one sit-up, right? Put the Pepsi down and, grab some water, right? Cut back on the alcohol a bit. Like, come on, we have unlimited information. We're on TikTok right now. You type in anything you want to type in about your growth and about exercise and about becoming better physically. The information is there. So why are we holding on so tight to the excuses? I don't have time. I don't have. Do you really? Do you really not have time to exercise? Do you really not have a few minutes? And if your answer is truly you really don't, send me a message so we can talk. I guarantee you I'll find time in your day for you to invest in you. I guarantee you. If we have a conversation and I can't find time, I'll send you $100. No rap. Send me a message. You and I chat. If I can't find some time in your day for you to invest in you, I'll send you $100. We don't have an excuse, but we do have an excuse because we'll hold on to it. We'll tell ourselves we don't have time. But how much time are we spending on social? Right? How much time are we spending watching television? How much time are we spending in the group chat? How much time are we spending maybe on the video game? How much time are we spending doing things that are good? Right? What are you talking about? You know how many times I avoided what I was supposed to do to do something good that wasn't required of me at the moment? You know how many times I washed dishes when I should have been writing, when I should have been reading and studying, when I should have been in front of this camera perfecting my craft? Think about that. You know how many times I found something, you know what? I need to clean up my office. So instead of doing what I need to do, I found something that was a good thing, right? How much time, energy, and effort are you spending like that? Just think about it, right? But then you're mentally and emotionally, you're off, you're frustrated. Thank you very much for the gifts. I appreciate that. You're not investing in yourself. And then you're wondering why you're frustrated because you're frustrated, but you won't take the necessary actions to invest in yourself. Right? So mentally and emotionally, I'm not doing what I need to do for me, right? Physically, I'm not taking care of myself because I'm holding on to these excuses, right? What about my relationships? Right? We're talking about excuses, right? I have this excuse as to why I don't have enough healthy relationships. Or I have these excuses, I have these reasons in my head, right? But then what happens is, I in the past really, really had issues with abandonment. I felt everyone I connected to, they would vanish. And it gets to a point where I don't want to connect with anybody because I feel in the back of my mind that at some point you're going to vanish, right? So as a way to protect myself, I'm gonna keep everybody at a certain distance. But how healthy is that, right? And it's sometimes you trick yourself, right? And you say, no, I'm just protecting myself. I'm just going to keep it on this. Okay, I can interact with people at this level, but I want depth. I want strong, healthy relationships, right? I want to laugh and cry and hang out and do things. I want that, right? I long for that. But I have this thing, right? Every time I make that connection, something happens, right? So what do? Do I quit, right? No, what I do is I evaluate my relationships, and when I see the ones that aren't feeding me properly, that aren't giving me what I want, cool, I'm okay with those, right? I keep those at a distance. But when I do see relationships that are healthy or have the potential to be healthy, I need to invest fully into those. And that's where a lot of us mess up, right? We're giving charges to everybody, right? So if you only have one friend, cool, then that relationship needs to be healthy. That bond needs to be strong. You need to be fully invested into that one. Don't not invest in that healthy relationship because of all the other unhealthy ones. But we'll make the excuses. Well, people always abandoning me. I've done it. I still do it at times. I have to catch myself and check myself. My brother's on here. I was talking to him the other day, and we were just talking about, the size of our circle, right? Being very small, and like understanding that and understanding what that is. And we both were saying, what we do have, we decided not to concentrate on what we don't have. That's what we do when we're holding on to those excuses. What we do have is each other. So if our relationship is healthy, if every time we talk, it's positive, if every time we get together, it's iron sharpening iron, if we can laugh, cry, tell each other our deepest, darkest secrets, and invest in each other fully, why do we only talk every 13 days? And it's a gut check, right? We have to do better. We have to push ourselves. There's no excuse. Well, because if this relationship feeds you and it's healthy, why not be more invested into it? Because there's a part of me that's holding on to the other 1,000 people that left. But what about the one that stayed? Right? I'm gonna not invest in the one that stayed because they all left. The one that stayed is right there next to you. And I'm like, yeah, I see you, but look at all of them. They left me. Poor me. Instead of saying, okay, wow, well, they all left. Well, it's just you and I. I can give you all of me. Right? We can learn how to navigate a healthy relationship together. We can build up together. But no, that's not what we tend to do. We hold on to those excuses, right? We hold on to that story, and it keeps us small. It boxes us in. And at some point we have to wake up, and hopefully this is kind of waking someone up, right? Because it's surely waking me up. Let me share this, and then I'll read the comments, and then I'll continue, because I'm just warming up. I haven't even taken off my snap offs yet. One thing about me, for those who don't know me, anytime I speak, I'm speaking to me. I'm always first partaker. I'm not this guy, right? And so I'm speaking to me, but I'm just sharing, I'm just sharing this with you, right? Just getting a little warm in here. Get a little air in here. All right. So, let's see what's going on here. Absolutely, you're speaking the truth. Appreciate it. Wise words, thank you. Thank you for the rose. I don't even know what that means, but thank you. Glitter badge, all this stuff. I need to familiarize myself with this stuff. Let's see. It says it feeds, wait. It feeds me but hurts others, then I have to not invest in it, even though it's amazing for me. Ooh. If it feeds me but hurts others. Obviously, I don't have enough context to speak to this one, but if it feeds me but it hurts others. If there's something, and I'm processing this out loud, if there's something in my life that feeds me, it makes me feel amazing, but my wife, it hurts her, it hurts the children, then, is it really healthy? Is it really feeding me? Or maybe it's just getting me high, right? Maybe, because there are a lot of things that can feel good, that can make me feel a certain way, But again, is it really healthy? Is it feeding me what I need? Because I can go sit down and eat a meal and maybe it's delicious, but then perhaps I pay for it later, right? And so in an instance like this where, wow, I really love it, but the impact that it has on the people connected to me, it's not great, then I have to reevaluate that thing, because what is it about this thing that I love? What do I feel like I'm getting from this thing, right? Okay, it makes me feel good, but the but matters here, right? What you said is it hurts others. Now, if you're okay with it hurting others, then, hey, listen, that's your business, right? But I know for me, the handful of people that I keep close, if I have a habit that I love, or I'm perhaps going to use addicted to, that makes me feel good, but it hurts them, then, right? So it's something that I have to evaluate. And obviously with more information, I could go deeper, but it's something I have to evaluate, because if it's like, man, I love gambling, right? I love doing this, but it keeps me out all night and it makes my wife worry. And on the weekends I hit, it's awesome. But on the times when I lose, then it impacts everything, because, I don't have the rules in place and I'm playing with our money and blah, 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 blah. So I have to maybe find something else. So let's see. That's how okay. So I'm glad I kind of understood. Obviously, I don't know all the details, but that's how I feel about my job right now. Wow. So you love it. It's doing what it needs to do, but it's having a negative impact, the ripple effect of it, right? I always talk about dominoes, right? So that lead domino, okay, boom, but the impact of it on the other end, if it's not doing what you need it to do, if it's going against your principles and your values, then, it's time to start thinking about an exit strategy, right? The things that you love about it, right? What can you pull from it, right? And work on your exit strategy. Right? That's how I would approach that. Man, I love this particular field of work. I love this. I don't like this. I like this. Okay, cool. But the impact of it is this. Okay, so how can I pull the things out of this that are good for me, that I do like, and then how can I recreate those in a manner that's healthy for the people that I'm connected to? Now, it's not going to be perfect, right? There's always going to be some give and take that has to occur. But everything, if we can control it, then we must. Right? That's my thought on it. If I can't control it, I must. And if I can, I need to let it go. So if I can't control it, I must let it go and acknowledge that I can't and not invest time and energy on it. But if I can control it, if I can somehow come up with a plan to get from where I am to where I want to be, then I need to start executing that plan and not making the excuse that, well, I like my job and the money is good, and if it keeps me away from home 4 days a week, y'all be all right because I pay for this. Really? Anyway. Let's see. But evolving is amazing and it might hurt others, but at what point do you say I love me? So let's talk about that. I like that. Evolving is amazing and it might hurt others. So evolving, your personal growth, right? You're now seeing the world through a different lens, right? You're feeling better about yourself and it's causing you to think differently and speak differently and move differently. And it's ruffling some feathers, right? So that, what do they call it? Growing pains, right? The people close to you, right? They should, and if they don't, they should understand what's going on. And a part of your evolution needs to be, you need to be evolving as a communicator as well, right? So that as you're growing and evolving, the people close, like I knew you from who you were, when we met. Now you're turning into this new person. You got to take me with you. You got to bring me along. And bring me along doesn't mean force feed me these new concepts and ideas. And if I don't grasp them as quick as you discard me. No. It means take me on a journey with you. It means explain to me, this process that you're going through in language that I understand. It means, hey, sweetie, listen, I'm going through this process. I'm growing like crazy. I'm really investing in myself, and I love how this feels, right? So, if I'm a little different, if I'm moving different, that's why, right? But we're going to work through this together. But what do you mean? Well, I understand that I'm capable of more, right? There's a greater version of me on the inside who's coming forth. And as he's coming forth, some things are going to change. There's some things that I never spoke up on in the past that I'm going to now speak up on. There's some decisions that I made in the past or didn't make in the past that I'm going to stand on, and we're going to make some adjustments. And it's okay, because I love you and we're growing. Just trust me. Just stick with me. See, that's a part of evolution as well. I don't just evolve, and if y'all can't keep up, then screw y'all. So that's a part of evolution as well. And that's a part of, you said, I like the last part. At what point do you say I love me, right? Well, a part of me loving me is caring for those that I'm connected to, right? Because that's a part of that process, right? And so I love me enough to ensure that those that I'm connected to understand the new mission. Now they get to choose, right? Especially if we're talking about significant other. They get to choose whether they want to go on this new mission. They might say, I like the old you. I like the old Reese. This new evolved, clear thinking. I don't like dude. They get to choose, right? But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to grow in an area and now I'm going to get brand new. That ruins a lot of relationships. I've been on the other side of that, and that sucks, right? We grinding together, we doing life together, and now you pop. You get your dream job, and now you got some new folks, and now I'm a peon. Really, right? So we don't want to get cute on people. We want to bring them along, but they get to choose, right? And at the end of the day, I'm not going to slow down my evolution because someone feels a way, to your point, right? So you said hurt others, right? If they're being hurt, we need to examine that. But if there's some growing pains and if there's some bumps along the way, but you're still leading and you're bringing them along, and the evolved version of you should be more attractive, right? Should be, right? Unless the person connected to you isn't quite there yet. And again, they want to see you in that place. And then that's something that they have to examine within themselves. And that's something you have to examine within your relationship, right? So you always love you, right? That's a part of the evolution. But also, just because I'm learning how to love me and I'm making some different choices, I don't get to just discard those that have been with me when I wasn't loving me and I wasn't standing tall and looking good and navigating life the way that I am today, right? So there's a way to do that. There's a proper way to do that. And it's going to look slightly different for everyone, but essentially, I don't just evolve and just leave y'all peons now. And we done been together all this time, and now you're a peon because I done read a little quote or something. Right now, I'm new now. So I think it's a process. Let's see. Whoops. I think I got all the comments. But anyway, so we were talking about the excuses. We talked about mental and emotional health and how, we hold on to things. And so somebody told you had anxiety. So now you see, that's what, in my anxiety head, me, I was suffering from anxiety and depression. And then I just said, I don't need those anymore. Because I started filtering everything through anxiety and depression. You feel me? And so when you do that, again, I'm holding on to the excuse. And then I'm getting comfortable with the excuse. And anytime I was troubled, anytime I didn't take action, anytime I didn't stand up and do what I was supposed to do in the moment, it was probably the depression, the anxiety, F those things, right? And that's just where I'm at. Everyone isn't there yet, but I decided I don't need those anymore, right? When I start packing my bag, I don't need that, right? I'm going to the beach. I don't need this winter coat, right? I don't need the long johns. I don't need anxiety and depression anymore. But I'm at that point. You do what's best for you, but, right? What we're talking about is holding on to and nursing and babying those excuses. And they're keeping us small. We're holding them and carrying them like this. And there's a blessing in front of you, but you can't reach out and grab it because you're holding on to the excuse so tight. Right? Then there's your physical health, right? You done told yourself a story about why you can't, ... You got this going on, you got this excuse, and well, if I had this, or as soon as Really. As soon as dot dot dot, I'm gonna do it. As soon as dot dot dot, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I'm gonna start dot dot dot. Oh, I'm gonna start dot dot dot. Then you get a bad report from the doctor. Then I'm gonna do it. But then you don't. But then you choose sleep or leisure over doing what you know you're supposed to do for yourself, right? We're not holding on to excuses anymore, right? We talked about relationships. Now, what about your career, your money, right? What about that thing you're going to invest your time in? That's important. That matters. What excuses are you making for not standing up and doing the thing that you know you're called to do? And again, first partaker. Y'all know since September, I've been trying to transition from doing what I love to do, which is speaking and serving and helping people. I've been trying to get away from it. I done went and got a couple IT certifications. I done learned all these skills. I'm applying for 1,001 jobs. Guess how many jobs done came through? None. And it's funny, right? I was holding on to the excuse of, with the time, energy that I've invested, the way that I've been able to impact lives, the feedback that I get from the world says that I know what I'm doing. The information is in there. I read the books, I do all the work, and my bank account doesn't quite match. So maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I done talked myself out of, that's so funny, right? I done talked myself out of doing what I know I'm called to do, right? I had a legitimate excuse. Look, I don't have followers. I don't have the, but what I did have, right? I had lives being changed. I had people being impacted. I had marriages being saved. I had people come bringing their children to me like, hey, I can't reach him or her. Can you do this? And then boom, boom, boom. Now I'm building relationships with their children and their lives are changing, right? I got people who've been going to therapy for years. I have one 20-minute conversation with them and boom, everything shifts. That's a gift. But I was saying, well, this doesn't, so maybe really? But that's what happens. What's going on, good brother? That's what we do. So what excuse are you holding on to? What story are you telling yourself? Why aren't you doing the thing that you know you want to do? You can't shake it. I tried to shake it, but I can't. Right? So what excuse are you holding? What excuse are you committed to? Ooh, what about that? We're more committed to our excuses than we are our progress, than we are our growth and development. What if we, not y'all though, just me. I'm the only one who runs into those challenges. Let's see. Excuses always birth new excuses and birth. I don't know what that was. It was like a money gun. Appreciate that. Whatever that. I've never seen that before. Let's see. Excuses always birth new excuses and birth habits that nurture those excuses, killing us slowly. What? Appreciate the love, fam. Listen. Excuses always birth new excuses, right? I can't because, and then because, and I just talked about dominoes, right? It's that domino effect, right? That lead domino is that one excuse, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. And then there's 99 excuses in line that match that excuse. And I'm holding on to it. And then where the conversation started, I get good at it, right? I put time, energy, effort, attention into mastering this thing. And so no matter what you say to me, I have a way to, but Reese, all you gotta do is, or did you ever think about, I did think about it, but see, domino number 7, because now I'm arguing for my limitations. You know what they say about that, right? If you argue for your limitations, you get to have them. Listen. Oh no, I appreciate it. Listen, you know what I'm saying? So it's he said, no, I gotta finish unpacking this one. Excuses always birth new excuses and birth habits that nurture those excuses, killing us slowly. Let's think about that, right? Excuses birth new excuses. We just kind of painted a picture on that one, right? And birth habits. I just went into that, right? Now I have the habit of not doing a particular thing, not showing up. And then what happens, to his point, he said that nurture those excuses and kill us slowly. So what's happening is these excuses, they're actually changing our identity, right? So now, like I know who I am. And then I latched onto an excuse, and I allowed that to change my freaking identity. Think about that. What excuse have you latched onto that's caused you to change your freaking identity? That's caused you to... That's crazy. Think about that for a second. I grabbed onto an excuse. I was going this way. Saw an excuse, grabbed it, and I changed directions. My entire identity shifted because I grabbed onto it. And he said, killing us slowly. And that's exactly what it is, right? Your dreams. What happened to the dream? You abandoned it, you threw it away because what? Because you latched onto some excuses, right? And you made a commitment to those excuses. What if you just made a commitment to the things you need to do to bring your dream into fruition? Sounds simple, right? It is. Easy, maybe not so much, without help, but it happens every day. I'm living proof. I literally did it. That's crazy. So think about your life. Think about what excuses are you committed to? Are you committed to? Like you have a go-to excuse. When someone asks you about your mental and emotional health and you're not feeling a particular way, you have a go-to excuse. And when I say someone, it could be you. It could be that greater version of you on the inside trying to call you or call itself forth. And you shut it down with that good old excuse. When it comes to your physical health, man, it's about to warm up. Things are happening. Appreciate you, fam. Things are happening, and you ready to, and now you made another excuse. You latched onto that. Now you're not your best self because when it comes to relationships, what are the excuses that you're holding on to, that you're committed to, that are keeping you from having healthy relationships? First and foremost, a healthy relationship with yourself, right? Then your career, your life, right? What's the excuse that you're holding on to that's stopping you from living fully? From doing, being, and having the things that you know you're called to do, be, and have. You got them in there. You know you got them. Probably they committed to memory. You don't even need them in your notes app or nothing. Great value ain't paying me yet. Let me hide that label. Keep doing these, bro. I'll catch the next one. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm back in the saddle, man. My excuses, I flushed them down the toilet. I burned them. Excuses are based off of other people's perceptions that we value. Excuses are never original. Ooh, I like that one. Other people's perception that we value. I like that. I like that one. Wow. I actually need to sit with that one for a minute because I need to, again, if you were on here a few minutes ago, I talked about how it's always about self-reflection. It's always about me evaluating my life and thinking about that. Where did I get that from? And that's something I talk about, right? Where'd you pick that up from, right? You were doing great. That's the scripture. You were running well, right? What did hinder you? You was going along. You saw that excuse and you grabbed it and latched onto it. That's heavy right there. Oh man, so yo, F your excuses, yo. I'm about to get that on a shirt. F your excuses. So, what questions can I answer about excuses about anything? Honestly, throw it out there. What questions can I answer? Oh man, I appreciate the likes. I got the money gun and the rose and the All that good. 696. Uh-oh. Somebody give me the 700 real quick. And throw your question in the chat. I want to answer your questions. Thanks for the shares, the comments. Thanks for tapping in on this lovely Friday. I appreciate it. Somebody hit me with a question. My coffee done got cold messing with y'all. Had my coffee over there, about to dive in, got inspired. And that's something while I'm waiting on questions, right? I gave myself a new rule. I said, if I get inspired to do something, do it immediately and then double down, right? So I got inspired. I said, let me make a video. I was about to make a video. I said, I might as well go live. See, the video was doing it now. Live was the double down, right? I can't be giving out rules if I don't live by them. Okay. Why do we always make excuses that leave us stuck? I like that one. I think the excuse has to be strong enough, right? It has to hold up in court, right? You ever see that on the show and they like, it's not what you have to be able to prove it. It has to be, well, yeah, that is, we know he did it, but we have to prove in court that he did it, right? So the excuses have to hold up in court, and court isn't here. We have access to too much information. We have access to too many people are doing the things that we want to do. We have access to too much information to make a simple excuse. Like we can't say, I don't know where to start anymore. You cannot say, I want to build up my TikTok page, but I want to go in there and create content, but I don't know where to start. Open up TikTok, go to the search in this, how to grow on TikTok. A million videos are going to pop up telling you how to grow on TikTok. So the excuse, to your point, it has to be a heavy hitter. It has to be a gut punch, and then it has to have evidence to back it up. Damn, that's a really good question. It got my wheels turning. Think about it. I can't just say, well, I have to have the excuse. It has to be strong. It has to be compelling. It has to hold up in a conversation, right? And then I have to have some facts, some evidence to back it up. Think about, we'll back it up with facts, right? My excuses are factual, right? That don't mean it's right, but it's a fact. So think about that, right? The excuse has to be strong. It has to hold up in court. So that's why it's strong enough to keep us stuck, because this is where this conversation started, right? We invest time, energy, and effort into creating this thing, and then we back it up with, we have facts to back it up. So it's like, this is a remote control, and then I have this button turns it off, and this adjusts the lighting, and this changes this, and this changes it. And then, see, it's not just a remote control, boy. I got more evidence to prove that it is what I said it was. And so that's why it leaves us stuck, because our energy that we invest in that, we're taking it on. It's like layers, right? It's like I'm putting on this shirt, and then I'm like a pop lock. I'm putting on another shirt, and I'm putting on another, and then I got all these layers on, and now I'm like this, and now I'm stuck, to your point. So that's why I think that is the excuses. We don't make simple excuses, right? We make excuses, we'll say something brilliant like, I don't really have time because I got to get up and get the kids ready to school, and then I got to go work, and then I got to make dinner, and then I got to. See, we'll back it up. We won't just say, I don't have time. Because someone like me is going to be like, what? But you're intelligent enough to know you have to try to trick you first. So now you're going to go down your list of responsibilities as to that align with your excuse of you don't have time, right? So that's why. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. We always say that we want, we always say that it's hard to see. They need to find a different color. We always say that we want more money and want to be successful, but play victim. It's true. It's true. We all reach that point where life punches us in the face, and instead of fighting back, we say, look, I got punched in the face, right? We all have that moment, right? But instead of, we have to change that. Now we have to get to a point where it's like, yes, I got punched in the face, and we dig deeper and we rumble and we dance and we take what we learned from that punch in the face to avoid the next punch in the face. Right? But we all reach that point where we get punched, and we could have kept rumbling, but we fall, and it's okay because everyone saw the punch in the face and you fell in alignment with the punch in the face, and it makes perfect sense. And and then you man, my head was spinning, and my legs, and you get to lie into yourself and to other people and blah 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 blah. So yeah, it happens. Life punches us in the face and we go into victim mode. It happens. Let's see. Most people have more excuses than the man going to jail and get mad when someone. Exactly, that's very true. So we want to kill excuses, right? So from here forward, and any other questions, throw them in there, please. When you get in that mode, right? I want you to kind of zoom out and kind of back up and take a look at the things that you want, right? Take a look at your goals. Take a look at those things that you desire. Take a look at, those targets that you set for yourself. And then I want you to look at that list of reasons why you keep telling yourself, that list of reasons that you're holding on to that's keeping you from taking steps every day toward that thing. And I want you to start one by one destroying those excuses. And what's going to happen? You're going to find the one. And once you destroy the one, the same way that domino effect, the same way it goes against us, it works in our favor as well. And then it clears a path. See, when you get rid of the one, it can just clear a path for you. So start examining your life, right? And start destroying those excuses. And it's okay. Don't try to disqualify the excuse because most of them are grounded in facts. So just accept that it is what it is, but, then start adding to it. But what I can do, man, I can't but what I can do is ... But what I can do is ... right? Stop focusing on the can't do, because we'll say the can't do, and then we'll hold on to the can't do, and then we'll go down that path of all the can't do's, right? All the things that add to the can't do. No, I want you to accept, I can't, I haven't been able to, I can't, but now what I can do is, right? So as soon as you make an excuse, think about, but what can I do? Well, I know, I can't do that. Well, what can you do? Well, I can't do that, but what can you do? Well, I could do this, do that. No matter how simple or small it may seem, that may be the thing that leads to the thing that totally transforms your life. Right? So that's what we do. Thank you. I appreciate the badges and the money guns and all that cool stuff. Okay, here we go. Can you give us some red flags that we can notice to catch us making excuses? I like it. So here's the way to do that, right? Because it's going to take some time and energy, right? I'm playing with my toy again. It's going to take some time and energy, and it's going to take you getting into a routine to create a word you used earlier, SJ, habits, right? Of where you can start to catch yourself, right? As you mature emotionally and you kind of wrestle with this for a minute. But here's something, right? My mentor, right? He says, never start the day until you have it finished, right? Late, great Jim Rohn. Never start the day until you have it finished. So what the hell does that have to do with what we're talking about? I got you. I'm bringing it in. So make a plan, right? And I'm not talking about some beautiful, I'm talking about open your notes app today and say, tomorrow I need to do A, B, and C. And use the little list chart with the circles so that you can check it. Oh, there's a feeling about that, right? And this is what you do. Literally, tonight, before your day is over today, I need to do A, B, and C. A, B, and C is plenty, right? Don't go through the whole alphabet. A, B, and C is plenty. These are the things that I need to accomplish tomorrow. Cool. And you have that list, and you set a reminder, right? And the reminder could just be, review your to-do list or whatever you want to call it. Go to your list, do the thing, right? Then set another alarm In the evening, whatever your evening is, right? Review your list. And in the evening, you're reviewing your list. And now you'll have something you can look at. Oh man, I was supposed to call this person and then, go for a walk and drink a gallon of water. Okay, well, I got halfway through my gallon of water. That's a win, right? Okay, I forgot to call so-and-so and man, I didn't go for a walk. But now you see it. Now, tomorrow, carry those up. We're gonna do those again. And now you're gonna start to plan. And now you're gonna start to, okay, so you may not in the moment catch it, right? Some of us, we're at the point where boom, boom, where with my list got me. With most things, we can catch ourselves, right? Something's off and it's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, wait a minute. That's not me. That doesn't align with who I am. So until you get there, and even after you get there, right, this is something to practice forever. Do that. Just make a little list, 3 things you want to do, and evaluate that list. Check it during the day, and before you go to bed, don't go to bed without your list for tomorrow. And I'm telling you, you don't need more than 3 things on that list. If you accomplish anything over and above that, awesome. And listen, if you accomplish something that wasn't on the list, put it on the list and then check it off, right? Because there's a feeling about saying you're going to do something and actually doing it. I always talk about keep your word to yourself. It's a beautiful thing. So that's how you can start. So then the red flag will be looking at your freaking app and seeing, oh man, I said I was going to start, taking walks around the neighborhood this week, and man, I did it one day. I got to step it up. I got to do better. All right. And then you can start to examine it. Well, why didn't I? Well, because no, this is a priority for me, right? And we could dig deeper and deeper, but just to start to get yourself in the mode to shift to yourself to a place of where these things become important to you and you want to pay attention, start planning, right? Plan your day and evaluate that plan, throughout the day and in the evening, and you'll be able to see it. And then it'll be a part of your consciousness, right? And now it'll be something that you think about, something that you're aware of, right? You'll see someone walking like, man, I'm supposed to be going for a walk. Let me get my butt up and go for a walk. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. Okay, well, whatever. Go to Target, park way, way, way down there, and walk in, and then do a couple laps around the Target, and then walk back to your car. Bam, there's your walk. See what I'm saying? You got to get creative with it. What? Question is, do you think we need to start keeping promises to ourselves? Literally, that's the key to unlock everything. Literally, keep your word to yourself. Listen, Monday, I'm gonna start working out, I'm gonna do this. Monday comes, we don't do it. And then what happens is, it damages your relationship with you. Think about it. If I tell you, I'm gonna call you at 12, and I don't call you at 12. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna call you at 12, and I don't call you at 12. Y'all see where I'm going? And then the next day, I'm gonna call you at 12, and I don't call you at 12. What's gonna happen? Am I gonna be trustworthy? When I say it again, I'm gonna call you at 12, for real this time. Are you gonna believe me? No. Am I gonna be a trusted person in your life? Probably not. So, if that's the case with me, what do you think is happening with you? You are judging you all the time, whether you realize it or not. That's why when you make a bold statement, you're inside of yourself like, but you start thinking like, I'm gonna do this, and this, and then you're like, you never did nothing like that. You said that last time. Every week you say Monday. Then you start having that inner dialogue, right? You start going back and forth with yourself because you don't keep your word to yourself, because you don't trust yourself. So that means you have an unhealthy relationship with you. So do you think we need to start keeping promises to ourselves? Absolutely. Because we want to have a healthy relationship with ourselves. That's the most important relationship in the world. So before I can develop a healthy relationship with you, I need to have a healthy relationship with me. That's the most important one. I need to be trustworthy with me. So So absolutely, we need to keep our word to ourselves. And that's a simple place to start. Do what you say you're going to do. Period. Right? That's it. I don't know what it is. Just do what you say you're going to do. Well, what did you say? Well, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. Make a list. Get started. Get creative. Like I said, I just gave you something about I just need to walk. I need to get 10,000 steps in. Okay. Maybe you want to go to the gym or go to the track. Maybe you ain't go to the park. Maybe you're not there yet. Go to Target. Do something you were going to do anyway. Go to the mall. Okay, cool. Use your phone. And your phone counts your steps anyway, whether you realize it or not. Go to the mall, do a couple laps. Go to Target, do a couple laps. You'll be surprised. You'll look up like, oh man, I had 12,000 steps today. Well, what'd you do? You was at the gym. Girl, I was at the mall. Okay. Who cares how you get them in? Just get them in. And then you'll grow to the gym and those other things. But don't use, I don't have the right gym shoes, I don't have the right gym gear, I don't have da. No, walk around your neighborhood. If your neighborhood isn't walkable, again, go to Target. Let's see. How do we reach out to you? Hey, listen, if you're on here, you can hit me up. You can send me, you can inbox me, email me. What else? You can go to my site, all of that stuff. So just go to the page, make sure you follow me. I appreciate everyone, for tapping in and for sending the gifts and likes and all that wonderful stuff. I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, just go to the profile and use the contact stuff on the profile. Hit me up, and we can work. 946. Can y'all get me to 1,000? There's a couple people on here. Help her brother out. Can y'all get me to 1,000? Any other questions before I bail? Any other questions? Okay, there we go. 961. Oh, come on. 97. Oh yeah. 991. Oh yes. It's about to be there. Boom. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate it. Any questions? Any questions? Now I gotta make me a fresh pot of coffee. Cause that one is gone. It's all y'all fault. See, no excuses though. That was almost an excuse. Well, I'm gonna drink my coffee first and then finish my gin. Nah. Get up, push the button, and share what's on your mind. No more questions? When am I coming and going? You know what? That's a really good question. I haven't created a schedule yet, but please make sure you tap in, you follow, and I'm going to start a consistent schedule of going live because I absolutely love doing this. And if there's a subject, a question, or something, maybe you weren't comfortable sharing the question publicly, send it to me, right? I'm a professional. I'll keep it between you and I can address it either with you, you know what I mean? Or if it's just something that, the world would benefit from, I can talk about it on one of these and deep dive into it. And it doesn't have to, I won't say, so-and-so has said, you know what I mean? Because not everyone is comfortable with, asking questions on a public forum. And that's okay. But I'm very, very comfortable with any question about growth, about transformation, about life, about relationships, anything about leveling up, I'm equipped to handle. So throw it my way and I got y'all. I think we're good. We got to the 1,000, which wasn't a goal. I suppose it should have been. But I just wanted to share some things. I appreciate the love, everyone. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds because I hate to bail and someone was typing me a question. I gotta make sure I keep up my new toy. No questions? Coach SJ 2022. Appreciate the love, appreciate the questions and the comments and the likes and all that good stuff. Let's see. I don't want to mess the name up, but Diavo Live. I shouldn't have did that, but I appreciate the love, the rose, the glitter badge, and all that wonderful stuff. My man hit me with the bunny gun. Relationship Gumbo. Make sure y'all follow him and tap in. He's live every day at noon talking about all things relationships. He's a really sharp guy. Make sure y'all follow SJ, Coach SJ 2022. He's a real positive, sharp guy, and he gives life-changing information. Wholesale and real estate is his thing, but he's also an amazing speaker and teacher. So make sure y'all tap in. You know, we do all positive everything on this side. I'll dive deeper into that as I share more content, right? Yes, I'm a North Philly boy all day long. I don't act like it much anymore, but it's in there for sure. So, I'll just leave that at that. Anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. I appreciate the love.